I thank the distinguished representative of the Russian Federation. I now call on Ms. Kirsty Coventry, President of the International Olympic Committee and, as said, double Olympic champion of swimming and also the first female president of the IOC. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Madam President, and good morning to you all. What a wonderful morning it's been so far. Some of the conversations and shared values that you've all shared have really stood out to me. Human dignity, unity, resolution to conflicts, dialogue, fairness, inclusivity, neutrality of sport, and strength is our diversity have been some of the common themes from all of your statements. It is a great honor to address this assembly today, and on behalf of the entire Olympic movement, I extend my heartfelt thanks to the United Nations General Assembly for once again reaffirming its support for the Olympic truce. I would like to express our special appreciation to the mission of Italy as host of the upcoming Olympic Winter Games Milano Cortina 2026, and to the missions of Monaco and Qatar as co-chairs of the Group of Friends of Sport. We are also deeply grateful to the many member states that have co-sponsored this resolution and continue, as we heard today, to champion the power of sport, to promote peace, to empower women and youth, and to strengthen communities through health, education, and inclusion. The Games in Milano Cortina will be my first as president of this International Olympic Committee. I often think back as a 9-year-old girl in Zimbabwe growing up, watching the 1992 Barcelona Olympic Games and telling my parents that I was one day going to go to the Olympics and win a gold medal. And a few years later, when I was 21, I got the honor of standing on that Olympic podium. That little girl never could have imagined that one day I would be given such a huge honor of leading this incredible organization. And with this role comes great responsibility, a responsibility to stand up for everything that makes sport and the Olympic Games such a powerful force for good. It is a responsibility I hope to share with everyone who believes in the values of our Olympic movement. And it is a responsibility that I humbly ask all of you to share with me today. Around the world, conflict and division continue to cause untold suffering. In such a world, sport and the Olympic Games in particular can offer a rare space where people meet not as adversaries, but as fellow human beings. When athletes come together, they do not see nationality, religion, or background. They see one another as fellow athletes. They compete fiercely, yet they embrace as friends, united by the same hopes and dreams. They respect the sacrifices that each of them has made simply to reach the starting line. They show us what humanity can be at its very best. This is the spirit of the Olympic truce, a call to set aside what divides us and rather to focus on what unites us. But athletes cannot do this alone. They can only inspire the next generation if they are able to compete. In this divided world, we need to work together to keep sport and politics apart. This means athletes must be able to enter host countries and take part in competitions, not face the threat of being left back at home because they are denied a visa for political motivated reasons. The final list of competitors must be decided by international federations, not by governments, and athletes must not be judged on where they come from, but rather on their sporting merits. Imagine being an athlete who has given everything for the chance to compete at the Olympic Games. The early mornings, the missed family moments, the years and years of dedication. Imagine the joy, the excitement of qualification, followed by the shock of being told you cannot compete not because of anything that was in your control or what you did on the field of play, but because of politics far beyond your reach or control. This is why the Olympic truce is so important, and this is why I'm so grateful for all of your support today. You are sending a clear message to the athletes of the world that yes, you will stand with them as they show on the Olympic stage that sport can unite us, despite what divides us. It is only when we protect the autonomy of sport that we can promise athletes from every country that they will be able to compete freely. It is only then that the young child watching the Olympic Games for the very first time can be inspired to dream big without the threat of any interference beyond their control. It is only then that the athlete can rejoice in the euphoria of qualifying for their very first Olympic Games and can continue to celebrate confidently that the only selection criteria will be done on the field of play. It is only then that sport can show its full power. It can inspire. It can bring the athletes of the world together to create the magic that we all love during the Olympic Games. In just a few months, the world's attention will turn to Italy. Milano Cortina 2026 carries a special significance. A new approach to Winter Games, more gender balanced than ever before, celebrating tradition and innovation, staged across regions where winter sports are a part of local life and identity. The world will be watching, and together we will admire the beauty of the Italian landscape, Italy's passion for sport, and the extraordinary talents of the world's best winter athletes. I would like to thank the organizing committee led by its president, Giovanni Malago, for their dedication and partnership in preparing these games. Together with our Italian friends, we are creating Olympic Winter Games that will inspire the next generation and the world. Today, as you adopt this resolution, we are reminded that the Olympic movement and the United Nations share the same purpose: to bring people together, to uphold human dignity, to build bridges of peace by protecting sport as a space where everyone can come together as equals. We reinforce these shared values. Even in these dark times of division, it is possible to celebrate our shared humanity and inspire hope for a better future. It is about finding that the way forward is to be able to do this together as athletes, as nations, and as a global community. This is the spirit of the Olympic Games, and it will shine brightly from Milano Cortina to the world. Madam President, in your address this morning, you shared with us that the Canadian hockey team made reference to play like girls. I can guarantee you that through my leadership, I will continue to play like a girl, and I will lead with strength and integrity for the next 8 years. Thank you.
I thank the President of the International Olympic Committee. We've heard the last speaker in the debate.